politics, music.
They say, never meet your heroes. Yet I continue to go around every day meeting people whose lives I must be ruining by meeting them. I've met some of mine as well, and not one of them has headbutted me or called me a rude word to my face. But I have actually even met my next guest before, who perhaps won't remember, but he's a comedy hero of mine. A man with a mind like a kaleidoscope of colourful and crazy notions, images and situations. Sometimes a curmudgeon, sometimes caustic, philosophical and phlegmatic. No, I don't really know what it means either. I can't believe we've got him so early. It's Dylan Moran. Good morning, Dylan.
Morning, hello. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure we are alive.
Blinking into the Edinburgh
Yeah, blinking
sunlight.
is quite painful this early. There's a lot of feeling behind the blinking.
Dylan arrived up the stairs into our rock and roll porter cabin with shades on, probably like a true rock and roll survivor. It was like seeing a member of the Foo Fighters or something.
Yeah.
In a Mac.
A Foo Fighter who'd fallen off the carb wagon.
Carbs is something that comes up in some of your routines, actually, isn't it? You know,
Well, food does, because it becomes one of those things you're not allowed after a certain age.
Yeah.
It goes on the list of verboten.
Yeah.
It really does. If you can taste it at all, if it has any kind of anything in the scent that makes you want to go back to it, or a texture that doesn't actually hurt you, you're not allowed it. It is that simple. It's dieting, and all health is not actually complex. If there is one iota, one screed of pleasure to be had from the thing, fling it away from you.
Exactly, remove it.
Take it away.
Eviscerate it from memory.
Expunge it from your consciousness.
You talk about how English people in particular just simply can't enjoy things without feeling terrible, crushing guilt about it.
I think that is true. People make an enormous fuss about a little clotted cream scone, or
oh, I'm having a bagel.
Yeah, or skip a little, even half an hour sunshine in the park.
Yeah,
becomes a huge to-do.
Yeah,
we should all just get on with it and get handfuls of jelly and ram them up our nose.
It's a great description of yourself in one of your shows, where you say you are the embodiment of what James Dean would have been if he'd survived and discovered carbohydrates. I think that's how you describe it.
Well, it's one aspect of me. But mainly, the bit about the carbohydrates is certainly true.
What? And you're only doing 2 dates in
I'm
Edinburgh?
doing 2 punishing shows. One on the 15th, and then I have a team of medics and specialists and all kinds of therapists who will treat me to be able to deal with the show the following week on the 23rd.
To keep you alive.
Yeah.
Do you do oxygen tents and special teas and things like that? You're like the kind of person who does
that. I use stuff from the outer stratosphere. It's a super refined byproduct of ozone. It's called snoog. And you don't really breathe it, you just let it muss your hair.
It's from the top of the periodic table. That's that bit that's not really been explored yet.
That's exactly right. I'm very impressed you know that. It's the gold bit at the top of the periodic table.
I know what you mean.
Where you have to have BA points to be able to see it.
Dylan Moran, the first time that I had him on the programme, we had to do a pre-record, and Dylan was so late that I missed an important TV meeting that morning. So, in a sense, you have destroyed my career. But you were so
radio. I always thought radio suited you, Shaun.
Exactly, and you're right. I mean, you've got to know your limitations, and I think you, in a sense, you were an angel that day, because you arrived and you took me away from almost like an approaching articulated lorry that was going to destroy my life.
All that stood between you and the one show was me.
It's true, isn't it? You think about it, it could have been such a horribly different. I mean, yes, I might be earning 4 times more, but I probably would have been miserable.
Your whole body would be capped.
Just that constant smiling as well.
Yes.
It's difficult to achieve,
your eyes
isn't
would
it?
disappear from your head altogether.
We're doing a piece now about pasties in the 19th century. I mean, I think I'd be quite good at that in a sense. That sort of the real twee stuff I'm quite good at.
Yeah, the trick with all that is segues, isn't it?
Yeah.
They go, so
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear about your terrible, fatal condition of the face. Anyway, now, making your own Rice Krispies.
It's true. It's true. It's true. I've been tipped off by somebody in the know that you are in a film quite soon to do with... Oh, look, there's a sense of confusion has gripped him. But something to do with the undertones?
I had a very small part in what should be a good movie, actually, about the undertones and the Belfast music scene. The hub of one of the hubs of which was this record shop, which became very famous, called Good Vibrations, run by a guy called Terry Hooley. And the record shop became famous because he ran it in an unlikely sort of street during the Troubles.
Yeah.
And he was a very charismatic, eccentric sort of character.
Yeah. Oh, so that's becoming it later in the year, do we think? Or?
I don't know, to be honest with you. But I'm not in the loop, really. It's just, it'll be out sometime. Yeah. But I'm curious to see it because I think it's a great story.
It sounds brilliant. It sounds right up our street. But it got me excited, really, because I thought Dylan, done a bit of film. But not enough, in my view. I mean, could it be a late blooming Hollywood career for you?
Yes, I'm waiting for the grandfather roles. I want there's a bit where I get to have a twinkle in my eye and I dispense advice to the crazy kid who's trying to turn the fridge into that prize-winning motorbike. I'm going to sit there and tell him how I once too had dreams before all of my limbs exploded, and I realised that I should make my own maps and sell them to people, and even though it would lead them to their deaths, and how that made me happy, and now I don't even need to eat.
Harvey Weinstein has written all that down because he's a big fan of the show.
Is he? Of this show? He's not a big fan of me.
Well, maybe we can change that.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Put something in his Diet Coke.
Something bad happened between you and Harvey Weinstein, didn't it?
He doesn't
in the
like
90s?
me.
Is that no? Are we on to something?
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
This is brilliant. Okay, it's not brilliant for you, obviously, in your movie career. But
I don't mind at all. I don't like him. I mean,
what happened?
Look at him. He looks like he's been swallowing something that hasn't quite gone down for the last 20 years.
What happened between Harvey Weinstein and Dylan Moran?
He didn't want to cast me in a picture, and then I got cast anyway, and he was annoyed, I think. So, yeah.
Was there an element of, you'll never work in this town again?
I think there was, yeah. But said less classily.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Probably less classily, yeah. But the other thing I always love to hear you expand on and expound on is the subject of children, because I've got a couple of nippers myself, and you're not particularly romantic about the notion. You're quite straightforward about it, about the you do a lovely routine about your single friends, how they just don't get it, and they're out there having a great time, and possibly having sexual relations and things like that, staying up late, drinking, etc.
Well, I think, there's kids are the most unsentimental people in the world, so they teach you to be unsentimental, because there's nothing realer than a child's description of something or their opinion. It's not varnished with anything. They're not, except when they want something, they'll try and... That's quite funny, the way they are so naked in their avarice and greed. Or like, actually, the last time I saw adults that reminded me of children was when the banking scandal happened, and they were talking about the LIBOR rate and Bob Diamond was on television and so on. Because the excuses are so elaborate and completely unfollowable. It's like when you ask a child, why is everything broken? And they go into this long talk. Well, Tommy was eating the beans, and I was looking at SpongeBob, and then the cat did something. I don't know, I think it kind of belched, and we both turned around at the same time, and that's when the doors open. And you go, oh, please, stop.
I always think they remind me of little dictators, toddlers, because it's all about violence and gain, isn't it? It's like, I want that toy. My dad's turned round. I'm going to hit that kid in the face, and I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to just lie about it.
That's right.
It's kind of like they're like little Saddam Husseins, really.
There's no shades of diplomacy or anything like that. No. There's just everybody's quite pleasant, or it's all out total war, exactly. Where you eat your enemy's eyes.
And I am an Edinburgh virgin. I did my first ever live show yesterday. Have you got any kind of advice or fatherly advice to impart to me, to take me under your wing and say, this is what it's like, Shaun, this is what you should avoid, this is what you should do? Well,
you see the way it's quite nice and sunny out there now. Don't believe that stuff.
Right.
That's a trick.
It's not going to
get you outside, and then they throw a bucket of water in your face. You just have to, certainly if you're walking around or planning to be outside at all, just have all the clothes you own in a bag on you, so you can put any outfit on you need at any one time.
I did notice that yesterday. It's a different kind, and it sounds like a cliche, but it's a different level of rain here.
It totally is, yeah.
It's an incredible... It was like melting the windows yesterday. It was incredible.
It's aggressively joyful rain. It loves itself and it hates you.
It's imposing itself on everything. It's a wonderful experience, whether perhaps not for you, but it certainly is for us a joy and a pleasure to have you on this programme. Anytime you want to, if you're passing Western House and we're back in London, and you just think, I want to sit down and a cup of coffee, just come in and you just chat to us. It's
Thank
fine.
you very much. Throw in a couple of ginger nuts. I'll be here every day.
There you go. He's cheap to buy. Dylan Moran, from, I would say, sort of the 15th and the 23rd are the only 2 dates he's doing at the Edinburgh Playhouse. I imagine it's sold out. Surely, if it's not, it should be.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get there. We'll see. I think it's doing all right.
I think you will. But thank you for coming.
Thanks for listening to this free download from the BBC. For more Six Music downloads, like The Joy of Six, go to the Six Music website now.